Have you ever wondered how our interaction with computers has evolved over time? It's a fascinating journey, marked by ingenuity and innovation. Let's take a step back to the genesis, the birth of the first computer. The 1940s gifted us with colossal machines, the size of entire rooms, operated by a series of switches and dials. Computing was a complex task, reserved for a select few. As we moved into the 1960s, things started to change. The invention of the computer mouse revolutionized the way we interacted with these machines. The brainchild of Douglas Engelbart, the mouse was a simple device, a wooden shell with two metal wheels, but it was a game changer. It allowed users to point and click, making interaction with computers much more intuitive. But the real leap came with the introduction of graphical user interfaces, or GUIs, in the 1970s. The command line interfaces, which required users to type in specific commands, were replaced by visual icons and menus that could be navigated with the newly invented mouse. This shift marked a fundamental change in how we interacted with computers. No longer were they intimidating machines, they were becoming more user-friendly, more accessible. The 1980s and 90s saw further advancements. The advent of the Internet and the World Wide Web changed the game entirely. HCI was no longer just about a single user and a single machine. It was about connecting users across the globe. The interface had to adapt to this new reality, leading to the development of web browsers and other tools to navigate the digital world. And now, in the 21st century, we're witnessing the rise of touch interfaces, voice commands, and even gestures. We're moving away from the mouse and keyboard towards more natural and intuitive ways of interacting with computers. The field of HCI is constantly evolving, adapting to new technologies and user needs. So, as we look back at the journey from the first computer to the smartphones in our pockets, we see a clear trend. Our interaction with computers has become increasingly natural, intuitive, and user-friendly. We've come a long way since those early days of switches and dials, and as computers became more user-friendly, a new field of study emerged: human-computer interaction. At the heart of HCI lies a key principle: user-centered design. User-centered design, or UCD, is an approach that places users at the forefront of design decisions. It's an iterative process that involves understanding and accommodating the needs, goals, and behaviors of the end users. This isn't just about making a system look good or operate smoothly. It's about creating an experience that is intuitive, efficient, and enjoyable for the people who will use it. The UCD process begins with user research, an essential step that allows designers to gain insights into the user's needs, behaviors, and expectations. This might involve interviews, surveys, or even observing users in their natural environment. It's all about gathering as much data as possible to understand who the users are, what they want, and how they interact with technology. Next comes the creation of personas, fictional characters that represent the different user types. These personas are based on the data gathered during the research phase and provide a clear picture of the user's needs, behaviors, and goals. They're a valuable tool that helps designers to empathize with users and design solutions that meet their specific needs. Scenarios are another important technique used in UCD. These are narrative descriptions that illustrate how a user might interact with a system in a particular context. Scenarios help to visualize the user journey and identify potential pain points, thus guiding the design of intuitive and user-friendly interfaces. Another crucial aspect of UCD is user testing. This involves having users interact with prototypes and providing feedback. This feedback is then used to refine the design, making sure that it aligns with the user's needs and expectations. It's a continuous cycle of understanding, creating, testing, and refining, always with the user at the heart of the process. The goal is to create technology that is not just functional, but also enjoyable and meaningful to the people who use it. User-centered design is the cornerstone of HCI, ensuring that technology serves us, not the other way around. How do we gauge the success of an interface? Through usability. Usability. It's that pivotal principle that separates a well-designed interface from a mediocre one. It's all about the effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction with which users can accomplish their goals. Let's break that down. Learnability. How easy is it for users to accomplish basic tasks the first time they encounter the design? Next, efficiency. Once users have learned the design, how quickly can they perform tasks? Then we have memorability. Can users remember enough to use it effectively when they return to the design after a period of not using it? Error tolerance is also key. How many errors do users make? How severe are these errors, and how easily can they recover from the errors? Lastly, satisfaction. How pleasant is it to use the design? These are the pillars of usability. Usability propels HCI beyond mere functionality, making interaction with computers effective, efficient, and satisfying. Interface design, where art meets science in HCI. Interface design is the playground where creativity and logic come together, forming the cornerstone of human-computer interaction. It's about more than just aesthetics. It's about crafting a seamless and intuitive user experience that makes technology accessible and enjoyable to use. Imagine the interface as a bridge, a conduit that connects humans and computers. It's the space where interactions occur, where tasks are completed, and where goals are achieved. The design of this bridge is paramount, for it determines how easily users can cross over from confusion to comprehension. At the heart of interface design are intuitive layouts. These are the blueprints of the user's journey, mapping out a clear and coherent path from start to finish. They guide users through the system, helping them find what they need without getting lost in a maze of complexity. Then there are navigation structures, the signposts that orient users and guide them in the right direction. They provide a sense of location, helping users understand where they are, where they've been, and where they can go next. Controls are the tools users utilize to interact with the system, akin to the steering wheel, pedals, and gear shift in a car. The design of these controls should be intuitive, inviting interaction and making it easy for users to take action. Feedback mechanisms provide real-time responses to user actions, forming a dialogue between the user and the system. These mechanisms can reassure users that their actions have been successful or alert them to any errors. Finally, we have affordances, the design elements that suggest how something should be used. A button, for instance, affords pushing. These subtle cues help users understand how to interact with the system without needing explicit instructions. So, as you can see, interface design is a careful orchestration of various elements, all working in harmony to support user tasks and workflows. It's a delicate balancing act, marrying form and function, art and science, to create interfaces that are not just beautiful, but also intuitive, efficient, and user-friendly. Good interface design is invisible, but its absence is glaringly obvious. HCI is not one size fits all. It embraces diversity through various interaction techniques and accessibility. We do not interact with the world in the same way. Our individuality is reflected in the way we engage with our environment, including the digital realm. Human-computer interface, or HCI, recognizes this diversity and strives to accommodate it through a variety of interaction techniques. The mouse and keyboard, for instance, have long been the standard for desktop computing. But they are not the only ways to interact with a computer. Touch gestures, like swiping and pinching, have become commonplace with the rise of smartphones and tablets. Voice commands allow us to control our devices without lifting a finger, while eye tracking offers a hands-free alternative for those who may not be able to use traditional input methods. These techniques are not just about offering multiple ways to do the same thing. They're about providing flexible, responsive, and natural ways for users to interact with computing systems. It's about meeting users where they are, based on their preferences and abilities. But HCI's commitment to diversity doesn't stop at interaction techniques. It extends to accessibility, ensuring that interfaces are usable by people of all abilities. This means designing interfaces that are compatible with screen readers for the visually impaired, providing keyboard navigation for those who can't use a mouse, ensuring adequate color contrast for users with color vision deficiency, adjusting text size for easy readability, and considering alternative input methods for those with physical disabilities. Accessibility isn't an afterthought or a nice-to-have feature in HCI. It's a fundamental principle that guides the design process from the ground up. It's about recognizing that every user has a right to access and benefit from digital technologies, regardless of their abilities. It's about creating an inclusive digital environment where everyone can participate equally. In HCI, interaction techniques and accessibility are not just about technical considerations. They're about people. They're about acknowledging our differences and designing systems that respect and accommodate those differences. They're about ensuring that everyone gets a seat at the digital table. Because in the end, HCI is not just about computers. It's about humans, and humans are diverse. In HCI, interaction techniques and accessibility ensure that everyone gets a seat at the digital table. So, what makes HCI so crucial in our digital world? It's the human element, the core of human-computer interaction. From the dawn of HCI, it's been about understanding and catering to the user's needs. We've delved into the significance of user-centered design, putting the user's goals, preferences, and behaviors at the heart of the design process. We've examined usability, emphasizing the need for interfaces to be efficient, effective, and satisfying. We've explored the art and science of interface design, creating intuitive layouts and interaction mechanisms that support user tasks and workflows. We've also touched on interaction techniques, providing users with a myriad of ways to engage with computing systems. Additionally, we've underscored the importance of accessibility, ensuring interfaces cater to all abilities. HCI is more than just technology or design. It's about creating a bridge between humans and computers, making technology intuitive and enjoyable to use. HCI puts the human at the forefront of technology, making our interaction with computers not just possible, but pleasurable.